All right. It's time for another movie plot. Late at night, 2:12 a.m. So, this one in honor of storm chasers and people who love tornadoes, I am talking about Twister. The first one be at least the 1996 film Twister. So, this is a movie about a group of storm chasers that run free around Oklahoma, chasing huge tornadoes. And boy, do they love it. So this starts out on a Oklahoma farm in 1969, where a young girl named Jo Harding is living with her parents and their dog. It's at night, and Jo's parents find out that a tornado warning has been issued, and a F5 tornado is coming right in the direction of their house. So they take shelter in the separate storm cellar, separate from their house, right in the front yard. So they get down there, and the cellar door starts to come loose to the point of where Jo's father has to try and keep that thing closed. But the tornado does the damage, takes off the door, and sends Jo's father flying into the storm, killing him instantly. And if it wasn't for Jo's mom holding Jo back from going after her father, Jo would have been the next one dead. But thanks to Jo's mom, Jo survived and didn't get it sucked into the twister. 27 years later, Jo, being all grown up, is a tornado-obsessed meteorologist, leading a team of storm chasers. Her estranged husband, Bill Harding, who is an ex-storm chaser turned TV weatherman, travels to Oklahoma with his fiancée, Melissa Reeves, who is a therapist, to obtain Jo's signature on their divorce papers. Jo owes Bill the realized Dorothy, a capsule-like device containing hundreds of small weather sensors that he conceptualized. Dorothy could revolutionize tornado research and potentially provide an earlier storm warning system. But the device must be deployed dangerously close to a tornado to work. Jo's team rushes off to chase a developing storm, with her failing to sign the divorce paper, forcing Bill and Melissa to follow. Then they come across their rival storm chaser team, led by this freak, Jonas Miller, who Bill has a existing beef with, as you can probably see in the movie when they show up and come face to face. So Jonas has the corrupt funding. He's stolen Bill's idea for his own Dorothy-like device, Dot 3. Jonas plans to deploy Dot 3, first claiming credit for its design, which gets Bill enraged. He agrees to accompany Jo and the team for one day to successfully launch Dorothy. As the team pursues a developing tornado, Jo's truck runs into a ditch. Jo and Bill shelter under a bridge as the tornado destroys the vehicle and one of the four Dorothy prototypes. With more storms developing, Bill leads the team in his own truck, chasing a intensifying F2 tornado. They encounter Jonas's team just as Bill accurately predicts a sudden change in the tornado's path and diverts their course. While driving through water-filled fields, two waterspouts form, with one of them splitting into two and violently thrash the vehicle before dissipating. After all that, the gang decides to take a rest for a while, and so they go to Joe's Aunt Meg, who lives in the nearby town of Waukeeta, Oklahoma. They go there for a little rest and some food. They make some steak and eggs and go relax for a while. While there, Melissa learns more about Bill's storm chasing exploits and Joe's childhood drama. Meanwhile, Aunt Meg implies to her niece that Bill and Joe still love each other. The team scrambles to chase a developing twister. Joe and Bill intercept a violent F3 tornado with unpredictable movements. It knocks over power lines that crush Dorothy number 2. With the truck damaged, Bill forces them to retreat, but Joe undergoes an emotional breakdown over the failure and unloads about her motivations and her father's death. Bill admits his feelings for Joe, unaware that Melissa is overhearing their conversation through the CB radio. The team overnights in Fairview to repair their vehicles. While there, Joe signs the divorce papers. A sudden nocturnal F4 wedge tornado forces the team and others into a garage pit near a drive-in theater, where plenty of people were watching The Shining. So probably made a good movie for or when a massive F4 tornado showed up. So once that comes around, they take shelter in a garage pit that was right near the theater. The tornado destroys 2 team vehicles and injure several people before proceeding towards Waukeeta and Aunt Meg house. Before the team rushed to Waukeeta, Melissa miserably ends her and Bill's relationship, encouraging him to reunite with Joe. Meanwhile, in Waukeeta, the town's storm sirens provide little warning time ahead of the tornado, which leaves Waukeeta in ruins and has flattened Aunt Meg's house, who stupidly decided to hide in the bedroom instead of the basement, and she is injured around the head. So Joe and Bill will get into her flattened house and rescue her and get her outside and give her to the EMTs. They decide that she's going to spend the night in the hospital. While in the back of the ambulance, Aunt Meg urges Joe to continue her research to improve warning systems. The National Severe Storms Laboratory forecasts that a potentially record-breaking tornado will form the next day. Inspired by Aunt Meg's large wind vane sculptures, Bill and Joe add aluminum wings to the last 2 Dorothy prototype sensors, making them more aerodynamic. True to the forecast, a massive mile-wide F5 tornado forms the next day, and the team pursue it. Bill and Joe attempt to place Dorothy number 3 in its path. However, the device is knocked over and destroyed by an airborne tree. Meanwhile, Jonas attempts to deploy Dot 3, ignoring Bill and Joe's warning that the tornado is changing direction and heading straight for them. They should have listened because karma bit him in the ass. The tornado sweeps Jonas's truck away, killing him and his driver. With the last remaining Dorothy affixed to the truck bed, Bill and Joe drive directly at the tornado, then jump out, sacrificing Bill's truck to ensue that Dorothy number 4 can properly release its probes into the wedge. The gamble is successful as Dorothy number 4's probes provide immediate scientific data. But without their truck, Joe and Bill are forced to run as the tornado shifts towards them. Inside a nearby pump house, they strap themselves to deep pipes. They get a close view of the core of the tornado as the building rips away and the F5's core passes over them. As the tornado dissipates, the team celebrate their success and Joe and Bill reconcile. That's pretty good. Yeah, I absolutely love this film. There's nothing better than chasing tornadoes in Oklahoma. Thank you for watching. Peace out.